When you think about some of the greatest duos that have been successful over time, you can't help but think of pairings such as Simon and Garfunkel, Jordan and Pippin, or my favorite, Apple Pie a la mode. Well, certainly there's one RV that should be mentioned on that same list. Built by Winnebago on the Mercedes Benz Sprinter Chassis, is one of their most successful selling motorhomes in the company's history. That's right, it's the Winnebago Navion. And today here at Colonial, we're going to take a look at the new redesigned 2017 24G. Winnebago's Navion comes well equipped with a 6-cylinder, 3.0-liter turbo diesel engine, 188 horsepower and 350 pounds of foot torque, wheelbase of 170 inches, an exterior length of 25.5 feet, an exterior width of 7 foot 6 inches, an exterior height of 11 foot 1 inches, the interior height is 6 foot 8 inches. As we walk around the outside of this fully loaded Navion 24G, and it is fully loaded, especially since we have this upgraded with the full body paint Bay Mist, which you can see on the outside. There's no decals. This is a automotive finish with a clear coat, and you can see it's mainly in the black, gray, and white, which is one of the most popular colors that we sell. Here on the door, the entry door, this actually has been an upgraded beefed up door. There's no more 90-degree bar that you have to put here to keep the door in its 90-degree open position, especially for the outside awning that would often get in the way or dent the door. There's 246 heavy-duty new brackets that has been installed and upgraded for approximately the last year at Winnebago, and that's been a big hit for customers. Also, Winnebago makes their own doors, and you'll see here that this has an actual double seal where you can push it and it's actually not closed completely, but then you can completely seal it by giving it an extra push on the door with this great big handle. You also have here a deadbolt as well as the key fob from Mercedes, which will unlock and lock the entry doors all the way around. As you can see, we have the 2-step quickie step that Winnebago has added to this coach, which is electric. You can control it with a little button here, which we'll show you when we walk inside. It's controlled by the screen door. Just by unlatching the screen door, if you want it to keep it in the out position, you're going to be going in and out with your family and the kids, and the door is constantly swinging open. You can save the longevity of the motor throughout its time. As we take a look, you'll see here with all of the exterior storage, Winnebago has increased that from the new redesigned 2017 with their Smart Space. They're going to maximize all of the storage capacity that this coach has with their engineers. And one other thing to show you in this door, right outside the entrance, this is something that houses your 1,000-watt inverter. It's located right here with an outside outlet. Has its own little door where you can run a cord to plug in an outside blender or any other items. You also have here your TV exterior connections. So there's a coaxial cable as well as an outlet right inside this bay. So pretty much any of your utilities that you would need on your camping side is located right inside this door. As far as the actual doors themselves, these doors, while Winnebago normally is going to produce as much of the coach as possible in Forest City, Iowa, these doors they're actually outsourcing to try and save weight. These are aluminum, and they actually are, you can see how they have them curved here, and they're very popular, very easy to close. Just give them an extra little tug. Outside this door we have the engine exhaust. We also have your 20,000 BTU furnace vent. We have 2 vents coming outside here on the camping side as well for your fridge, which is a Norco fridge. It is a 3-way fridge and operates on propane. Just because it operates off of gas, you will always have 2 vents for circulation. Right behind this vent, we have one of the more popular, the newer features, which is the Truma system here, which is actually much better for when you're winterizing to have it drained. You no longer have to take out the little plastic plug. So that's been a very popular system that Winnebago now is offering on a good portion of their coaches, including the Class B vans as well. And we'll touch more on that when we get inside. As far as this coach being fully loaded, we have upgraded it with the diesel 3,200-watt generator. This is the Onan quiet generator, and they generally put out a little bit more ampage than the propane generators that are standard in stock. But we'll also show you a little bit in the controls inside the coach when we get in there. The last door, we have actually another storage compartment, which you'll notice is not carpeted. So this could act as a cooler. Winnebago used to offer a slide-out cooler right outside the entrance door. But this, as you can see, could be made into a cooler if needed, and also great storage space right behind that. One thing that you may not notice if you haven't been looking at Navions and the cutaway Class Cs, the windows have gotten progressively larger, letting in a lot more light inside the coach. So that's been very popular as well, and Winnebago has, again, done their best, and a lot of customers do like that over the competitors with the additional light inside. You can see here that this awning, it extends just about 7 feet away from the coach. There is no slide out, which is a big advantage. Some other competitors do have slide outs that come underneath the awning and take away from your living space. It also has a nice LED light, and you can also adjust it. There's some adjustments on the other side if you want to change the angle of that. Moving to the back of the coach, one thing to notice, Winnebago has changed their gears that control the slide outs. These are no longer the Schwintek gears, and one of the advantages with this new rack and pinion design is, as you can see, I'm able to put my finger between the gear rod here and the actual plating and the face of the slide out. What that has done has increased or minimized the chance of the slide motors, the two teeth not lining up and having one side of the motorhome come out a little bit further than the other. So that you can see we have the top and bottom as well as on both sides. So those rails now is improved with Winnebago and has been also a success. We do have some high mount marking lights for when you're braking. You'll see, as well as all the rest of the marking lights, all LED, and your reverse lights. Right here behind the coach, we have your exhaust for the diesel propane. And one thing underneath here that we have is a measuring tape, and the reason why we have that, a lot of customers often will ask, how do I park this? Because it just seems a little bit big for a normal parking space. Well, the advantage of a coach like this that has the dual rear wheels, and you have a lot of clearance from those rear tires to the back of the coach, you can see with this measuring tape, it actually measures just about 7 feet of clearance from the rear dually tires to the back bumper. You have to the lowest point underneath the coach here, you have at least 10 inches of clearance. So you could really reverse this coach and have that 7-foot clearance over any standard parking space in the country that has a grass median, and with the cement blocks that generally are about 5 inches high, you can back this coach up right to the tires and you won't be sticking out than a normal space. Underneath this 3-foot 36-inch slide out, we have some additional storage from underneath the bed that's accessible for putting in some of your luggage, exterior lawn chairs, or anything else that you would use. So they have a great amount of storage space underneath the bed, and that can also be accessed from inside, which we'll show you when we get inside the coach. All of the Winnebago Mercedes Benz Sprinters come with the 7-pin for wiring if you're going to be trailing, having a trailer of any sort, as well as this is a 2-inch receiver with a 5,000-pound tow, as well as a 500-pound tongue weight. So you can easily store, when the slide is in, have a bike rack or any other additional storage rack that you would want to have behind the coach, or you can pull a trailer or a tow vehicle. As we walk around to the driver's side, one of the things that you'll notice here is a little door that you can lock and unlock. This is actually a second way that you can add fresh water to your tank. This is a gravity fill. In the 24G, actually to the left of the bed underneath here is where your fresh water tank, so it's a nice easy way just to get a quick garden hose or some water in when you're not hooked up at a campground or a site. Underneath here, which we have open already, is your main utility center. There's a number of features in here. As far as power, which obviously is one of the most important, you have your 30-amp cord. Now, the one thing is with these coaches, unlike some of the bigger buses, the transfer box is not an automatic transfer. So you actually have to leave this plug, the 30-amp cord, plugged into the box if you're going to operate the coach off of the generator. If you did not, you would actually have to come out here and plug this back in to the socket, the 30-amp socket that's located right inside this box. Also, as far as electrical that we have in here, which you can see, we have a coaxial cable for your TV input is in here, as well as a portable satellite. That's located on this one side. There is a nice little, as you can see, a nice little trap door so that you don't get the electric cord pinched. So if you did have the door shut and locked, nobody can get into your utility center. As far as your plumbing, we're going to have a few features in here to show you. We have the outside hot and cold shower, which is great. Just outside, wash your feet, wash the dog, and it does have hot as well as cold. You also have your main tanks. As you can see, this is your main hookup, which is one hose for both the black as well as the gray. They both have their easy pull levers inside. Now, if you were going to operate the shower, there is an extra water pump switch. You don't have to go inside the coach to do that. And we also have your freshwater hookups as well as some of your drain valves. And that's something that we would also go over with you in the 2-hour orientation here at Colonial. As we move forward, you're going to see something that's been new to Winnebago's coaches in their Class B and Class Cs in the last year. This is a black tank flush system. Before that, you would just have to rinse the toilet from inside, but now you can actually hook up a pressurized hose, and that will help facilitate the draining of your black tank. This door does not open because there's actually, the tank is located right behind that fill valve. Now, as we move forward to the coach, one of the things that is unique to Winnebago is their one-piece fiberglass roof. We already told you how this was trimmed in their full body paint, but it's very important to understand that Winnebago, they don't use the rubberized Brightex composite roofings. They use the one-piece fiberglass roof, which comes with a 10-year parts and labor warranty to the first owner. You just would have to have some of the seals checked once a year. That's all you would need to do that. But it's great feature, big plus to Winnebago as one of the only manufacturers that build and use a one-piece fiberglass roof all the way around their coaches. We also have here, which is your second slide out on the 24G, which is for the new larger shaped dinette, which we'll get to when we get inside. And that was made possible because they did reconfigure the bathroom, which we're going to get to. As far as their coaches here, we have the plumbing. It's your plumbing hose. You can store that in here once you're done dumping your tanks. Got a nice little storage. Some coaches don't offer that, so it's a great feature to have, and it has its own little locking strap. As far as their storage, as you can see, and we've had people often that have had longer items, even short pairs of some skis that they were able to fit, because this storage bay here, it's actually one continuous bay. Construction of it, Winnebago has their aluminum extrusion framework, and what they do inside the coach that this is built on, but as far as their actual compartments, it's actually steel. They want to give you a much sturdier and quieter source of storage and the bottom part of the coach underneath, so that's great. And they also have their gas struts to hold it up. So you can see that, and they have these supporting straps just so that you don't hit the bottom of the slide and chip any of the paint on the storage. Often people will look at this coach and say, well, where does the propane storage? I can't find it. It's actually a little bit unique with this little trap door. Just pull on this little ball here, and right here we have your propane tank, and this is your fill as well as your bleeder valve. There is also an on and off switch here as well as inside the coach. Some coaches only give you an on and off switch outside. The Navion class has an on off as well inside. Just very easily shutting that there. As far as the fuel door, as far as filling the 26-gallon tank, you'll see here that the only way to access your fuel fill is with the driver's side door open, which is a nice safety feature as far as security. Nobody can put anything in your gas tank. That has the fill valve here for the diesel. And close that. One of the other things just to notice that Winnebago is doing on their coaches as well, they have these nice entry steps that are welded to the chassis. You can see as far as the construction, when you're getting in and out, they don't just use some cheaper material, they're actually welding it right to the chassis here on this Class C. And as we move forward, one other option that this has, all the 24Gs come with the Alcoa upgraded aluminum wheels, which is a nice feature for lighter as well as improved handling. With regards to the batteries, while the chassis battery is located underneath the driver's foot panel, which we'll show you when we get inside, the house batteries in the 24G are located right underneath this step. It's very easy to access. There's a little latch here that you just pull the little lever. Then you can just pick up, and you can even take this off to access those batteries. The 24G has got the Napa. These are Group 24 batteries. They are not maintenance free like the Group 31 glass mat batteries, but you do have to just check the water levels to make sure that they are fully charged and in good shape. Now we'll head inside and take a look at all the features in the new redesigned 24G. As we enter the 2017 24G, the first thing that you'll notice, this was ordered in the zinc palette, which is a little bit on the gray earth tone hues. And you can see with Winnebago that they have all new lighting, LED lighting throughout the coach, and it really pinpoints of what Winnebago is trying to do to make this look like a high class, like a boutique hotel type of a look. Now before we go ahead and walk you around and show you some of the features, most importantly with safety, as we always know that's first, I just wanted to explain to you a few of the safety features in this motorhome. The Winnebago will always have a fire extinguisher, which is located by the entrance door. They also have a smoke detector, a CO2 detector, and right here, usually low to the ground, is a propane detector. Now that propane detector, the safety first, that's one of the only ones that's actually hooked up to the house batteries. There's a little green light that's on it, and it would only be powered once you have the coach on, when you're inside the coach, to detect propane. Right here you have your switches. This one right here is your exterior LED porch light switch, and it's also activating your step light, and you'll always know that that's on outside. You have another switch here which actually activates the LED light that's over the bed. This is your two-way switch for the fan. It has another button that's up on top, and that opens the powered vent fan. And that vent fan is a forced option with the overhead cab, option 31T, which we have on this coach, and we'll show you in a second. And we have one more switch, which is going to give you actually two different, a night switch, night mode, as well as your bright LED light. That's for the rope light, and that's all new lighting that Winnebago has added to this 24G. You'll see the countertop, the extension is coming down the side. They didn't do that in years prior, so the fit and finish of it certainly flows nicely. Down here, as we were showing you when we came in, we have your awning switches, power awning switch, your power awning light switch. You have your main house battery switch, which we just showed you underneath the step, as well as your step switch. If you didn't want that step to come in and out, you can just go ahead and put that to the off position. Here in the kitchen, you'll notice on the sink we have two additional sink covers, as well as the LED backsplash. That's with the interior upgrade package. You got tremendous amount of storage underneath the sink area, and as you can see here, a lot of times we have customers that come in and they add another rack for the bigger bulky pots and pans. We also have underneath here in the plumbing, your water filtration will be added right here. And we have that in one of the drawers, which you can, when it's winterized, it has its own little cap, but the water filter, pretty much about once a year you'd change that just for your drinking water. You got three nice sized drawers underneath your kitchen area, have all the remote controls. One of the things Winnebago that this coach does not come standard with or as an option is an oven, and that's because they give you the microwave convection option right here. And this is your 2-burner propane stove. And we'll just open up here real quick. Winnebago's larger windows that they've added let more light, as we were explaining, as well as larger windows for some air. Here in the front we have your living room television, the Insignia 28-inch TV. You'll see that it does swivel, especially when the driver and passenger want to utilize the TV when they are sitting at night in the driver and passenger, which also swivel. This will open up into your upgraded Jensen stereo system, which Winnebago has changed in the last year. We also have some additional ports for your HDMI. This is your TV power switch, and this outlet is very important to know that is hooked up to your 1000 watt inverter, which we'll be explaining shortly as well. And you can watch TV while you're driving down the road. You also have two other switches for your mobile satellite, coaxial cables, and one more important switch, which is your power jack TV antenna, which is located here on the roof in this just about center galley down here in the hallway. In order to get power to that, in order to watch over the airwaves HD TV antenna, you have to have this switch turned on. The 24G comes with a 2-door fridge and freezer, and this is the Norcold 3-way. It can operate on 110 power, 12-volt battery, or your propane gas. You can also put it in automatic mode, and the refrigerator will automatically figure out which is the best source depending on if you're plugged into landline, have your generator running, or your engine running, and it'll go ahead and do all of that for you. Above the fridge, you'll see that Winnebago actually added some additional storage, which is nice here. And here above the closet, we're going to have the one-place system. This is a great little place that you can turn on everything that you would ever need to in operating the coach from inside. You're going to have your water pump switch, which you can also have a switch outside, as we showed you when we were in the exterior compartment. Your LP water heater for that Truma system, which only works on gas. Traditional 6-gallon water heaters will run on electric as well as propane, but the Trumas are a little bit more efficient and operate just on propane gas. Your levels, you can check your tanks, your fresh, your propane, your gray, and your black, as well as your battery levels, which is your chassis, and the deep cycle batteries that were underneath the step. This coach we had upgraded with the Zant solar 100 watt, which is on the roof. That's just going to be a trickle charge system to those house batteries. It's not going to generally operate any system in the coach directly, but just keep a nice trickle charge to them. On the other side of this little storage area, you have your switches for your 2 slide outs, the driver's side as well as the rear bedroom. Your propane tank, you can actually shut it on and off from here as well as on the tank itself. In order to operate gas, you'd need both switches in the on position. As you can see right here, we've upgraded this coach with the holding tank. These are actually 12-volt blankets that will surround your holding tanks, and it's great. It will give you about a 7-8 degree boost over the outside ambient temperature. 2 other important things that are upgraded on this coach is your 1000 watt Xantrex inverter, which we showed you in one of the outside compartments, which is on the curb side. This will actually operate 4 dedicated outlets, and it's converting 12 volts into 110 power. That's going to be especially important in the bedroom. There's 1 outlet, which is great for if you need an oxygen CPAP machine, or here in the dinette area, which you can run and charge a laptop, your cell phone, or you can operate the television. And you'll see that when we turn this on, without being plugged in or having our generator running, which we're not right now, we have a little meter that we can show you that it's actually lit up. And when you can see all of these lights on, then you know that that outlet actually is hooked up to that 1000 watt inverter and will give you pure household AC current. This coach, which we showed you outside, is upgraded with the Cummins 3200 watt diesel generator, and all of your on-off switch as well as your meter, you can just turn that on and off from here as well as outside on the generator itself. You have another nice little LED hall light, which we were showing you the switch before. Again, this is one of your carbon monoxide sensors back in the bedroom. Now, one thing with Winnebago, all of their motorhomes, they are ducted from the roof air conditioner as well as the furnace down below. Walking into the bedroom, one of the most desirable floor plans here, the 24G, is because you get a true walk-around queen bed. And as you can see here, Winnebago is upgraded with an actual memory foam. And the one thing that is also unique, you're going to have some great storage with the positive latching cabinets. I think I talked about it earlier, but these are still all of the Technoform cabinets. This is a composite material, and Winnebago is importing these from Italy. Lightweight and durable, as well as for temperature change. Here above each, you have 2 different lights. One of them is actually like a night light or a mood light here in the night, and you can hold on to it for reading. So if somebody wanted to actually read, they can turn theirs on individually. We have the MCD shades, which is actually a blackout in front of this exit window, and we have both 2 MCD shades on both windows on the side. Get a lot of light in this bedroom area, and it's also going to be accompanied by this new LED rope lighting here, which you can also dim in the evening hours and turn it bright during the day. And one of the great features with this queen bed is that if you needed to access the under bed storage, you can actually do it from inside if it's bad weather out. You can just lift it from the rear to the front and access your entire storage below. Here in the bedroom, a few more features just to show you is the main power control center. And by popping this little box open, you can get to the main fuses and as well as the circuit breakers. In case you did have any issues with power, you can check this first. The 24G, we've also upgraded this with one of the other options, which is a second television. And the nice thing is that if you are looking to watch 2 different programs in the short coach of 25 foot, you can do that. One in the bedroom and one up front in the galley area. Coming out of the bedroom, we have the main door here for your wardrobe, and great place to store longer clothes. And one of the nice features that Winnebago has changed, instead of the hanging curtain for privacy, they've actually just put in a nice thin door here, which you can just swing open, and that way kind of give yourself a little bit more of an ensuite as far as privacy in the bedroom. For the rooftop 15,000 BTU air conditioner as well as the heat pump, these are all your main controls. So you can change it from air conditioner and also control your 20,000 BTU furnace. The beauty of the 24G this year is this new redesigned bathroom. It comes more like a European design finish, and there's a few different features in here that certainly is different. You'll notice right away that they've carried over the LED racetrack lighting, which you can also dim as well as make it bright if you're taking a shower. They have that one-piece surround shower that comes also with a nice flexible shower hose, as well as an on-off on the hose itself. In order to make room for the larger dinette, Winnebago actually has something totally redesigned and new, which is a swivel sink. So if you're in the shower, you can just swivel the sink over the toilet area, and vice versa. If you're not going to take a shower, you can just move it in the back. You'll notice that there is no shower curtain. Winnebago has upgraded this with that Nautilus squeegee shower door, and actually all of the water and any moisture will just come right down. Very easy to clean. You do have a nice larger, turn the lights back on, medicine cabinet. You also have right here, right above the toilet, a nice area that also has 110 power outlet. If you're going to then plug in any type of a razor, or while you're getting ready a hair dryer, you can do that nice and easy. It all has these nice locking latches. With the toilet, Winnebago has upgraded this. As you can see, this is not a plastic toilet. They've upgraded this with the Thetford porcelain toilet, and there no longer is a flushing pedal that you'd have to push. This actually has the new controls here that you would just push, the electronic flushing system, which is a nice upgrade as well. This is rounded out with toilet paper holder, you have towel holder, as well as for a bathrobe or something on the wall behind us. The bathroom fan also has the upgrade, which is the power vent. This is actually temperature controlled. It comes preset at 78 degrees. Just by pushing the button, it does have its own little roof so that it won't let rain in. And you can also change the flow as far as moving that in and out. Just simply one touch will control that max fan. So as we come out of that redesigned bathroom, which Winnebago has actually made a little bit smaller with the advantage of that swivel sink, the reason why they did that is to get a full-size dinette. It's been requested by a lot of customers, and it's a great feature in the new redesigned 24G. You'll see we're also carrying over the Technoform high gloss Marbella cabinetry, made by Technoform with the composites, and they have the positive latching. Get some great storage above the dinette. We also have the same MCD blackout shades, as well as the solar shade, and you can always adjust the tension as well as the height that they would come. Now with the dinette, this is a conversion dinette. They do have great storage that's underneath. And you'll also notice one other thing. This is not just a foam, this actually has springs like our sofas and couches at home. So for a very long time, this sofa is going to hold its position and be very comfortable to sit in. It also can convert into a bed, which we're going to just show to you here. And it's actually very easy to do. Just take these cushions off, lift them up a little bit, and it actually has one little button underneath, and swivels down, and all you'd have to do is take these additional cushions. In addition to the dinette, which is another sleeping surface, we've also ordered this with the overhead cab function. This bed right here is great. I know my kids love it, and usually when families come in here, it's a great addition of a sleeping surface as well as for adults. You'll see we do have the LED lighting up there, which is great, as well as the third reading and night light that you also get. This can flip up, and this whole section, which has the frame built in, is connected here. And Winnebago's also changed the trim. There's no longer carpeting up here, so you can see they've actually trimmed it out very clean. Just carries over from the cab into the coach, and you do have an additional storage little bins underneath the bed for storing items. In order to get up here, they have the ladder, which is stowed right behind the passenger. All you would do simply is put it in vertical in order to get it into the brackets, and then just simply lift it down, and now you have an additional sleeping surface. Here in the cab, one of the features that most folks will either add to their current coach if it didn't come stock with it is the swivel seats. It's actually very, very easy to do, and we're going to just quickly demonstrate that. These swivels come from Mercedes. Winnebago then just outfits these coaches with the Primera Ultra Leather to match the dinette. You'll see how easy it is to swivel the seats. They do come also with another option, which is an upgrade, which is the booster. Without this booster, your knees would actually not be at a comfortable 90-degree angle for your back. And the driver's seat also can do that. It does have a parking brake that actually is, while it's engaged, you can just push it down with one finger. And then this seat here for the driver, you can also just simply swivel that And now you have the driver and passenger seats both swiveled around. This also comes with another booster seat too, which is stowed in the closet. One of the other upgrades, in addition to the cab seat lounge cushions that we have on this coach, which is the privacy shades. As you can see, the little pleated ones, they have them for all three windows, as well as the front windshield, which has two that come across with a magnetic structure that locks it in. The last feature that we've upgraded on this coach is the Mobileye collision avoidance system. We do have that also demonstrated a little bit more in detail on our YouTube channel, but you'll notice here it does have the computer mounted on the dash, as well as it has the display right here, and this would also basically be giving you a number of safety features for forward collision assist, lane assist, as well as if any pedestrians would come in front of you when you were not paying attention. This system will not apply the brakes for you, but it would just give you a little bit of a heads up as far as getting into any type of an accident as another system. On the driver's side here, you'll have an upgraded steering wheel that Winnebago has added within the last year or two. It also has some features here that you can scroll through very easily for the menu, for service, as well as your Bluetooth for your phone. You can control. Previous steering wheels did not have this. You can actually change the angle as well as telescope here with the locking mechanism underneath. All the rest of your controls here from Mercedes for your air conditioning and your heat are just standard. You can change where you want the air and the heat to come out. Again, this is everything to do with the chassis. Got a nice little paper clip here to hold some notes or some work orders. You're gonna have here your door locking mechanism in addition to doing it by, on the door itself. You also can control, which you'll see a little triangle comes up for your anti-skid and traction control system, as well as your hazard control. Underneath here is two important switches that sometimes customers ask about. Battery boost. You can simply hold this while you start the engine, and that'll draw enough power to get you going. That way you don't need to get help to jump with jumper cables from another person. The radio power. This radio can actually work off of either battery. Generally, you're going to have that on the engine, as we do in most of our cars. When you start the engine, the main system here, which is your infotainment center, will power up through the chassis battery there. As far as this system, we do have it upgraded with the navigation Winnebago with the Rand McNally. It's all touchscreen. As you can see here, it goes to the map, and it does have an upgraded SD card as far as that you can have that changed later on if there's some upgrades to the map system. You do have auxiliary, little door here that you can plug in USB, as well as you have your microphone, and then you can also get back into your main menu, getting into putting in any type of music for DVD or CDs, as well as any other iPods and any of the other music choices while you're driving. Now, one of the features that it does have, which you'll see we put it in reverse, it does have the automatic rear camera, which has a one-way audio. Again, this is all touchscreen, and you can just simply leave that on while you're driving, or it automatically will come on when you go into reverse. The last feature that we just want to explain, which is great with the Mercedes Benz, is the tip shift technology. On the actual unit itself, it does have a minus and a plus located right next to the overdrive button. On the dash itself, if you were driving, you can simply change the transmission from 5th gear down to 4th gear, all the way down to 1st gear, if you were trying to either pulling something or going up a steep angle on a road or coming down a pass. You can actually yourself change the transmission just by tipping it back and forth. Very easy, great system to have inside the coach. So that finishes up everything here in the cab area for the Mercedes Sprinter. And now that you've seen the new redesigned 24G, we want to thank you for joining us today. And from everybody here at Colonial and the New Jersey Shore, thanks for watching and drive carefully.